Hey everyone. So I just finished doing some bounty runs and I have gotten about 40 herodic caches slash bonus caches, and it took me about 4 hours to get all of these, so I thought that I would open these up and we'd take a look at what kind of items that we get in there. I'm pretty sure that many of them have specific items that only drop in those caches, but what I'm mostly looking for is for legendary crafting materials. That's basically these caching legendary crafting materials, so I can put them in my herodic or put them in my cube to use the recipe reforge legendary. Because what I want to do is I want to take one of my rings, for example this one, and re-roll it to see if I can get better stats on this ring. Because what I want to do is I want to be able to add Call to Sun's Despair to my ring. The one that I have equipped right now is a really good stat stick, but I would like to be able to see if I can get an ancient version of this one. And this is basically how we're going to do it, because right now where I'm at in terms of progression and stuff, if I want to move up greater rifts, I either A, need to farm Paragon, B, I need to increase the ranks on my legendary gems, and or C, improve the ranking of my Call to Sun's Despair. And then there's one final thing that I can do is look for better drops. Get better drops that have better stats. I know that my area damage is very low. I would like to try to get my area damage a little bit higher. That might help in pushing past Greater Rift 85, which is where I left it off. So anyway, let's just get to this and see what kind of items we're going to get. So the way this should work out with these 40 caches is I should end up with a total of 320 legendary crafting materials, which I should be able to do 64 reforging of legendary items. Alright. Lots of nice materials in there. Not too bad considering all things. So, okay, gloves of worship. No, I don't care about shrine effects. I don't care about not doing anything where shrine effects would really matter. I mean, I know I just did the bonus runs, but I don't really care. Lots of crafting materials, which is really good. Alright, I'm going to do something to get those blood shards. I'm not going to leave them on the ground. So for the most part, when I go to Dara, I am doing, I'm looking for rings. I'm looking to see if I'm lucky enough to get an ancient legendary ring on that compass rose. I think I've gotten some compass roses, but I've been lucky like maybe at one or two, but they just have not been very good. Okay, so in case you haven't been noticing, I'm doing Torment level 13, And when you do bounties, you get 8 of these legendary crafting materials. So if you do 10, I think 10 is probably still 5. So if you do 11, you get 6. If you do 12, you get 7. If you do 13, you get 8. So that's not too bad. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can get a decent roll or reforge on that compass rose. It'll definitely be worth it. I don't know. I don't know if I care enough to keep around stuff like that. I got so much stuff as it is. So lots of materials. That's definitely something I'm not gonna be short on here. Get some rubies in there. I'm gonna grab these anyway. Why not? I don't think there are going to be any legendaries in any of those caches that I care about. At least not in this guy. And if they're usable on other characters I have in this account, I'm not going to worry about it just because I have, I have so much stuff in my bag, in my stash here. It's just there's no room for anything anymore. And not only that, but I've decided, at least through this patch, that I am going to focus on Witch Doctor, and I'm not going to spend any time on any of the other guys. Oops. Okay. Alright. Angel Flesh, 8. Nice. So lots of goodies. I already have some of these legendary crafting materials in there. I'm just adding a few more on top of them. So I'm probably going to have more than 60. I might have close to 70 chances to reforge. So we'll see here in a moment. A few minutes. Once I get everything emptied out. Nah, I don't care how good it is. I'm not going to keep anything for any of my other classes. I mean, I have stuff just sitting in there for months and months on end. I think, wow, if for some reason this other build becomes important, that one item is going to be key to making, it work. And I just don't care about that stuff anymore. I want to stick to what I'm playing. I understand sometimes they change things for whatever reasons they do. And I know in other videos I talked about, maybe briefly, about how important change is, and we all need to be open and willing to make changes in our life. I mean, life changes just because it does. We get older. And we can't help it. You can't stop progress. You know, it's time to acknowledge the fact that the best thing we can do for ourselves is to embrace change. Do something every day that you normally wouldn't do. That, you know, take something that is for you difficult to accept or change, and change it. You know, just pick one thing. Pick one thing and keep working on it until you don't feel the resistance. You don't feel that nagging voice in the back of your head saying, "I can't do this. I don't want to change. I don't want to, learn something new. It's not fair. I spent all this time learning this one thing, and now I gotta do something different." Well, that's, unfortunately, we gotta do that stuff. Alright, we got through it. Whoops. Made it through. So we're almost through the first part of this. And the next part is we're going to do some reforging. And see if we can get a good looking, better ring. Because I am... Oops. Because I would like to add some... I would like to get a ring that's just as good as this, with a socket that, or not with a socket, but a ring that I can re-roll and make really good. We'll see. Try not to get ahead of ourselves too much. We have no idea how things are going to work out. I spend 4 hours doing this, and I understand the randomness of the game, and that's kind of the way things go. There are some things I would like to see changed. And the problem with, we talk about changing, you want to, talk about Blizzard, because this is their game. If we want something to change, we got to, take this to them and say, hey, change, and this is why, and this is the benefit, and here's how it's, it's not going to prevent us from still playing the game. Oh. Shoot. Life... No, I don't care. No. I just decided, I don't care. I'm not going to keep those. Not for any reason. Not going to do it. Okay, good. Now we're done with that. Now we're ready for reforging. I'm going to take one ring and see what we can get done. Alright. I don't think it really matters which one. I think I'll go, yeah, let's just grab that one. Why not? I mean, it's not too bad. It's got some chance to deal area damage. But I want it to be ancient. I want it to be ancient and, to be able to put courtesans to spare on it. So here we go. And we'll just take a look at the recipe and make sure we got everything. So yeah, you need one legendary item, and then 5 of these legendary crafting materials, and then 50 of forgotten souls to reforge the legendary. Alright. And make sure we're not doing this one, because all that's going to do is accidentally... You don't want to do that one, otherwise it's just going to put your ring... Well, it won't put this ring in there, because my understanding is you can't archive set items like this. So it should fail even if I tried it. Alright, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. How many? Okay, I'm going to grab my calculator real fast. So 82 is the low. Let's just say 80 divided by 5 equals. No, that can't be right. Well, maybe it is right. Did I say 64? I think I might be wrong. Okay, maybe you should go back and just say, all right, I'm not gonna have 64 rerolls. I don't know why. Well, I wasn't thinking of that. 'Cause this looks like I'm gonna get 16, not 64. All right. I'm embarrassed, but when does that ever stop me? All right. It's not what I wanted. Okay, so we just did one roll, and yep, I mean, we didn't get what we want, so that's one roll. So there's 60 and there's 15 left. Yeah, not 64. Man, that was just terrible. Ooh, look at that one. Yep, but I want that. I want that, but I want it to be ancient. Yeah. Alright, so that's 2 rows. We're going for a third one. Third one. No. Here's the fourth one. It's got a socket. Yeah. Yeah. Fifth one. Oh, nuts. Yeah, that's not. It's missing. I mean, even with that life per hit, we want area damage. And it needs to have a socket rolled into it, so I mean I have to be able to put a socket into this, so this is overall not to my liking. That's not the optimum, so I'm gonna keep going. Alright, so number 6. Here comes number 7. Alright, here comes number 8. Here comes number 9. Here's number 10. $11. It's 12. Yeah, even with a socket, that's still, it's not what I want. I mean, even if I were to, I mean, yeah, that's just not going to be good. It's not good enough. I don't know, maybe I can hold on to that. It shouldn't matter if I take something like one of these and do it. It should automatically. Let's see if I have anything else here. Yeah. I think I'm going to hold on to that just in case. There, we can do that one. So we rolled that one. We did that one 12, and then we're going to do this one the rest of the way in. Even though it says Dex, it should come out as intellect. Okay. Yeah, no. 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 I might have lost count because I think I'm on 16. Oh yeah, I am on 16. So there you go. So I spent 4 hours farming. And got a grand total of, a grand total of 40 caches, bonus and herodic. And in the end, unfortunately, we got one that's kind of, sort of, maybe interesting, but not quite. And this is why I don't like doing bounties, is I just spent a lot of time trying to get a decent ring, trying to get, I really want to be able to put area damage in it. I think that's going to be important for getting me up higher, greater rifts with the Paragon that I have. But unfortunately, I have to have a socket in this one, otherwise it's useless. I have this one, and again, I have to put a socket in this one, so I can't do anything with these. I don't know. Well, there you go. That's 4 hours. I didn't really get. I don't think I got like any Paragon, or maybe like one Paragon. Those 4 hours of doing bounties. Yeah. I just don't think that it's worth it. I don't think I'm going to do bounties again. That was just an enormous waste of time. And there was no reward for it in the end. There should be some kind of reward. There should be some kind of guarantee that, what I would ask Blizzard to do is I would say, hey man, make it so this recipe, if somebody puts an ancient legendary in there, that it can't unroll ancient legendary. That's something I would like to ask for. Or if you put an item in there that's legendary and it rolls into ancient, then it just stays ancient and you can keep re-rolling it, because then it becomes worth something. Because where I'm at right now in terms of playing the game and doing what I want to do, because bounties don't count for very much. It's greater rifts. To me right now, greater rifts are it. That's about the only thing out there, aside from maybe getting achievements or from finding pets and stuff like that you can use. Greater Rift is it for me, and it's just slow going. And maybe it's supposed to be that way. I'm sure, if I could pick the mind of the developers, they would probably say, well, that's kind of the way it was developed. It wasn't developed so you could consume it fast. It was developed so it would take time. So, you wouldn't get there too fast. It should take you a long time to get 1,000 Paragon, to get 2,000 Paragon. Oh well. I'm trying not to complain. I'm just, again, when we talk about change, what I'm talking about is pushing yourself, getting out of being static and being stuck in a rut. I would assume Blizzard hires developers who think outside the box and are always looking for changes. As much as I would like to ask for the change, I can also understand how maybe, certain changes, even if you got them, would in the end impact the game in a negative way. Anyway, I don't want to see the game get impacted in a negative way. I want to see, things go really, really well. Did I change that? Okay, yeah. Alright, so everything's changed back. So what I think I'm going to do now, there's really nothing else that I want to do. I just want to get an decent ancient version of this ring. And yeah, if I put I think that if I were to get a socket in this and then add Call to Sans Despair, the damage would be more in this ring than the current one that I have equipped. It's just, man, I want to be able to put area damage. I want to be able to, I want them to put I want them to make it so rings and necks. Hell, I want to make it so that every item that can have a socket in it guarantees has a socket when you get it. You know, if you get a chess piece, it's guaranteed when you're solving it to see what it is, that it has already sockets in them. Same thing for the neck and the for the rings. Weapon, I'd like to see it, and I know that you can get a socket in your offhand too. Maybe I'll create a separate video for, you know, targeting Blizzard and just say, hey, here's some things I would like to request to see if, you know, they would be worthwhile doing. So I think that's the video. Hopefully you're not too depressed. I'm a little bit, you know, a little bit bummed out that 4 hours and that's, you know, that's the reward. And there are people out there who are farming, you know, bounties like I am, and they're getting hundreds of them, and they're doing hundreds of reforges, and they're not seeing anything. I mean, I have a whole bunch of items here for trying to get Hellfire amulets, and you know, I started picking up the Infernal Machines, and I could add those to the list. To me right now, the randomness of this, it's for me, for the casual player, even though, you know, I spend 4 hours a day doing this, it's like these things maybe only have a benefit to those players who are like doing this nonstop, who do nothing but play this game. They don't have a job, or you know, maybe they have multiple people playing on one account, and you know, they take turns. You know, when I'm at work, you're playing it, and then when you're at work, I'm playing it, and then when we're asleep, somebody else is playing it, kind of thing. You know, I don't know if people still do that. That's kind of crazy, but I'm sure that people do that. I'm sure there are places where people make money and it's competitive and they gotta do that. But I mean, even doing Hellfire necklaces, you know, I thought I could do bounties. I don't need a Hellfire necklace because Endless Walk right now is the bomb. It's what all the cool kids are doing. I know that there are some players who are going for instead Hellfire necklace, and they're going for different item, a different ring in this spot. You know, and if it works for them, that's great. But even with the fact that now the key wardens all are 100% drop rate on these Infernal Machines, I don't know if it's 100% below Torment 10, or if Torment 10's where you're guaranteed 100%. But I know that on Torment 13, I'm basically getting 2 Infernal Machines every single time I kill a key warden, guaranteed. And still, even though that's improved, I'm not going to do it because I know that the Hellfire amulets, the way they roll and everything when you're creating them, it's just terrible. To me, it's a humongous waste of time to get like next to nothing. That's not going to help. I've watched the videos. I've seen them, you know, create 100 Hellfire necklaces, and if they're lucky, 1 out of 5 videos that does that, they'll get one item where it's like, that's what I wanted. That's it right there. That was why I spent those hours and hours and hours of endless grinding, is to get this one item that I can put in there and it stays. You know, it's set in there. I'm not going to replace it, not going to need to replace it. And, well, again, we still have to expect that, you know, as good as this is, what happens if I get one with more intellect, or with more chance of area damage, or one that doesn't have cooldown reduction, because I could care less, and then I could put that into vitality, which would increase my survival. You know, there's always something better. These are not, you know, the peak of, you know, these are not the absolute best optimum stats. I mean, this could still be 1,000 intelligence, 1,000 vitality, you know, as well. But whatever, that's kind of the way it goes. So anyway, that's my video. Sorry it's gone about 30 minutes long. Kind of got up on my soapbox there a little bit and went off and started talking. Yeah, I like to talk. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you later, dudes.